I have experienced postpartum shedding worse than I've ever experienced it before. I'm losing all my hair and it's all gone. Hello, and excuse the untidy background. I thought I would just come on here and really quickly make a video about my experience with postpartum hair loss. It's just a video to kind of encourage anybody out there that's also going through the same thing. So, as you might be aware of, I have been experiencing terrible postpartum shedding. I recently had my third child, a little boy. I had him in March, and yeah, since then I have experienced postpartum shedding worse than I've ever experienced it before. This does not necessarily mean that I'm losing all my hair and it's all gone. It actually is happening because I have experienced a traumatic event. Please note that in this context, I use the term traumatic event in reference to a medical event wherein injury, blood loss, or severe illness has occurred, which would require specific medical care or attention. From a trichological perspective, a traumatic event is a big and sudden change in the state of the body, which requires the body to focus its attention on healing and recovery, such as childbirth, severe or sudden onset illness, surgery, and so on. In my case, this would be giving birth to yet another 10-pound baby. So obviously things have changed. My hormone levels are trying to regulate themselves back to normal again, because suddenly there is no longer any HCG in my system. There is a lower instance of progesterone. There's a whole bunch of things that have suddenly changed, and the body's like, whoa. Okay, so how do we steady ourselves here? We're a bit dizzy now. So your body's trying to get itself back into whack, or back into a new normal, because I have this belief that after having each child, you don't exactly go back to what you used to be, because your body has experienced something new and it needs to find its new rhythm. The first thing you need to know about postpartum shedding is that it is completely normal. Not everybody experiences it, but it is completely normal for those who do. I've experienced it 3 times so far, and I dare say if I was to have more children, I would experience it again. The only thing I have not been able to be sure of is whether there is an additional factor to do with medications, where I am concerned at least. Because each time I've either started taking birth control almost immediately, or I haven't. And there have been different responses to that. So like with when I had my daughter, I had the injection, and all of a sudden a heck of a lot of my hair fell out. Like my whole, I will show a picture, just there, my edges were gone, okay? And that took a couple of weeks to happen. This has been a few months, and you can see that my parts are bigger than they usually would be. I'll show you like the difference between what my parts usually look like and what my parts look like now. But this is because I'm experiencing something called diffuse hair loss. Diffuse just means it's around, it's not in one place, it's spread out. So this is a condition we would call telogen effluvium. So your hair has been pushed into telogen. This is the part of the hair cycle where the hair leaves the scalp and a new hair starts to grow in its place. Telogen effluvium usually happens because you've experienced a traumatic event, you've been ill, you've become malnourished for whatever reason, and it doesn't always happen at the exact time that thing happened. It can take up to 2 to 3 months for your body, or for your hair, to show what your body's already started doing. If you just had a baby like I did, your hair can fall out shortly after that, like up to 3 months. Mine doesn't usually take up to 3 months to show up and start falling out. It just starts doing it almost immediately. And then I'm like, my hair is coming out. And it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. At least I'm aware that it's something that will end. And that takes me to point 2. It will stop eventually. Telogen effluvium is a response to something that happened, or something you've started doing, or something you've changed in your body. So it would stand to reason that if that stimulus, the thing that caused the hair loss to happen, has been taken away, the hair loss will stop happening. Once your body regulates itself and goes back to normal or heals itself, it should kind of go back to normal, especially that short-term trauma, for example, childbirth. Your body starts to recover, and with that means that the hair thing will stop happening. It just takes a while for the hair to catch up, that's all. But once the hair that has fallen off and the telogen has happened, the hair underneath in your follicle, if I draw a little follicle over here, the hair underneath starts to grow right through, and then you'll start to see them show up and they'll grow back. It's just as simple as that. They will grow back. This can take up to I'm going to lean in for this next bit. Here are the tips that I have for helping yourself and taking care of yourself while you're experiencing postpartum shedding / telogen effluvium. First of all, remind yourself that this is going to come to an end at some point. It is normal. It doesn't feel great, but you are still beautiful, and you don't necessarily have to shave off all your hair. There are ways to manage it, which I will do in a different video. I'll give you techniques on how to handle your hair during this time in a different video. But if it's easier for you, then just cut it all off. If it's easier for you to not have to deal with the matting and the hair strands falling into each other, then just cut it off. But as you can see, I keep mine in very, very simple styles to kind of manage it for the week. I'm not going to go outside looking like this, obviously. I'm going to put a scarf on my head or something on my head just to manage myself in the meantime. And no long-term styles. I'll explain why. If I was to do twists, little twists all over my head to say, yeah, I'm just going to leave my hair alone, because I am losing as much hair as I'm losing every single week, when that hair sheds, so you've got your hair strands coming like this down from your scalp, as the hair falls off, like let's say they're all tangled or woven together, this one falls off, this falls off from here, it goes into the plait. There will be others that will also fall off into the plait. They will weave and mesh into the plait, which means when you come to undo it, taking it out is going to, and because we tend to keep those types of styles for longer, the amount of hair that is going to shed into that plait, when you try to take it out, it might just come out with the rest of the hair. That's too much stress. Okay, so that's how we minimize how much hair is being shed and how much hair is being lost. Point number 4, and that's my last point. Take your prenatal vitamins. Yes, you heard me right. Take your prenatal vitamins. Prenatal vitamins tend to cause an improved level of health when we are pregnant. They do not encourage you to get pregnant. They just fill in the gaps in our nutrition to help you not experience further problems, basically. So yeah, obviously I would advocate eating a very good balanced diet over taking vitamins. But the reason why I say take vitamins is because being a new mother myself, I have 3 of them to look after now, including this little dude or that little dude. Because of that, I don't always have enough time for me. So cooking nutritious meals for myself or making sure that I even get the time to eat them is sometimes difficult. Because of that, to fill in any gap, this vitamin debate can be one that is very, very divisive. I won't argue with anybody about it. I'm like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's simple. But really, to fill in those gaps, and I found that it's actually been very helpful for my own, my energy levels, and generally a whole bunch of other things, me and my recovery, because I've been taking vitamins. Take the vitamins, they will help you. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and make a comment down below and tell me what you'd like me to speak about next time. Or if you want to ask questions. Feel free to join the Lazy Naturals hair group. That is natural hair without the fuss. We would love to have you join us, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.